Something I think is really exciting about the forecasting product that we've been building is just its potential to change advisory and business relationships, and really starting to position the advisor as more of a strategic partner in those businesses, rather than the business making a plan and sort of saying, here
Handing
it is,
it over.
Can you please make a forecast for me? It becomes much more of a dialogue between the business owner and that advisory partner. So I think one of the ways I like thinking about it is almost like a personal trainer style relationship. You've got someone keeping you accountable to your business goals. And you said that you might hire 3 people and you might move offices, or you might introduce a new product line, might run a few marketing campaigns. Okay, why didn't we do those things? Are
we going to still do them? Do we need to shift them in the roadmap?
Yeah, absolutely. And that, I think, especially for a business owner trying to grow their business, is a really essential partner to have, like someone keeping you honest and accountable to your actions, and sort of saying, if we want to reach these goals and we want these outcomes, these are the steps that we said we had to take to get there. So what are we doing to actually take them? And sometimes you need a little bit of that tough love as well. But that's something I'm personally really excited about. The business roadmap and the micro forecasts give advisors a really clear way to demonstrate that value in a way that hasn't really existed before. And I know another aspect of it that's quite interesting from that advisory angle is just sort of the efficiency of delivering a service like that. I know it was sort of a common theme in our research that
I wish I could.
I wish I could, yeah.
I should be.
I want to be able to deliver a really good service really efficiently, and I don't want to price people out in the market, because especially some of my most vulnerable clients really need this service, and there's just nothing out there that lets me do that efficiently in a way that sort of provides a good service but doesn't break the bank for my client. And it's great to see how many people genuinely want to deliver value as well, and good bang for buck. So having something that's efficient and sort of a little bit more scalable from a more of a reporting perspective, which I'll get you to talk about in a second as well, but just that process really of being able to engage with the business owner in the planning stage instead of afterwards, I think really changes where the advisor sits in the business owner's eyes as well, and how early they get involved in the conversation.
We put so much effort into making the forecast easy to generate and time efficient to generate, and easy to maintain. So straight away, if you're an advisor offering it to many clients, it really does through the automatic updating of the forecasts, the automatic opening positions, the scheduled reports that can be generated now, including forecasting information. It really does make the delivery of up-to-date, constantly updating, relevant forecasting information to a large number of clients possible and scalable. And like you were saying, advisors really do want to help businesses, and they're conscious of how much time they spend on the business only because of costs. They want to make sure they're delivering value. They want to make sure that they're not charging more than they should to clients. They want to look after those clients, but they want to be able to provide services as well. And I think that's where making something like this, that's really, really easy to generate the forecasts, easy to maintain them, automatically scheduling reports for them. It can deliver constant value to their clients, and yes, they get involved in the planning stage, but they also get involved in that ongoing management discussion without having to spend all that time generating grids of numbers. They're instead raising that dialogue to being around the actual business plan, and did you hire that person? Do we need to move that forward in the forecast? Would you like me to? You didn't take out that loan. Shall we remove that from your forecast? And so they can quite easily just quickly adapt the forecast through a simple conversation with each business owner, and deliver that value from month to month automatically with the report. Making it scalable, making it possible for people to spend time on the human side, which is, let's make sure your plan is up to date, make sure it's accurate, and without it being about the accounting or the mathematics of generating a forecast and working all that out. It means that people who really do care, we talk to people and they're passionate about their clients' businesses. They want to help their clients' and want to provide value. So, it means that it's the human side of what they do, the insights that they bring, the connections they bring to make sure the forecast is maintained. That's the thing that advisors are going to be able to do instead of, playing with Excel formulas the whole time.
The cut through of a product like Fathom Forecasting with a tool like the Business Roadmap, being able to actually communicate parts of the forecast in a way that the business owner will actually understand the insight that you're trying to convey. And there was a great example. There was so much like palpable excitement about the micro forecast and the Business Roadmap from advisors that we talked to. And so many people, as soon as they sort of grasped the concepts, were just saying, oh, I want to use it for this, I want to use it for that. There's a few examples that sort of stick in my mind as well. One advisor we chatted to said, like, she was really struggling to get her business owner to understand that they shouldn't take a drawing from their business. It's not things look okay in the business, but there's actually a scary point coming up where, a few tax payments might be coming out, something big is about to be paid, and you're about to have a bit of a shortfall. If you do take that drawing in a few months, it's going to look bad. But right now, it looks like clear skies to the business owner, so they don't really understand the advisor's hesitation. And it was a really interesting conversation because right there and then with that advisor, I made a micro forecast really quickly of what that drawing might look like in a demo company that we were working with.
It can be that simple, can't it? A micro forecast can be that simple.
It was
drawing.
Like one drawing. It was just from owner's equity to cash, and it took literally 45 seconds to create. And then we had it on the business roadmap, and you could actually see this massive cash on hand dip just 2 months after that drawing was taken. And it was such an interesting visual because that advisor was like, that's what I need.
I can communicate that. I can flick it on and off and show the user.
That's the way that business owner would understand what I'm saying. But I just didn't have that tool before. And it was really difficult for me to convey why I was so worried about that. But now, so visually and so approachable, to be able to convey those things and have sort of the product support that conversation rather than trying to sort of explain in different ways why this might not be a good
Trust
decision.
my words. Trust my words.
Exactly. Yeah. For them to see it themselves is a really important thing.
Yep.
So that cut through, I think, is a really great thing. So to not only be able to offer like something more scalable and a little bit more efficient, but to be able to offer something that communicates in a totally different way.
Absolutely approachable.
Yeah, where people might be able to understand your outcomes a little bit better. It really helps business owners and advisors communicate in a way they haven't before, which is probably the most exciting part to me because I'm really curious to hear what those conversations are like.
We'd love to hear it. We would love to hear how those conversations have happened and how the product has supported those. So hopefully if people are out there and watching, they can send through their stories because we love hearing the stories about how the product has actually helped in those advisory conversations.
Another fantastic aspect of the business roadmap from an advisory perspective is that's a visual, a deliverable that clients haven't really seen before in a lot of ways. And it's something you can offer in a report once you've built it out. Every month, you're sending that off to your client and you can see your updated roadmap. You could be offering multiple scenarios and things like that as well. It really allows advisors to productize their service a little bit more into different tiers potentially. For some customers, I might do scenario planning, things like that. For other customers, I might be building that base level forecast and not adding a ton of micro forecasts. It really allows you a few different ways to slice and dice a forecasting product service, but in a way that's delivering so much more value than you're able to right now with more manual methods. So
you could offer different levels of service for, in terms of what you do as an advisor, what you're bringing.
You could have some clients who really want a base level of service where you're helping them baseline out their future and you're not getting so involved in the planning phases of what they're doing for the next year. For those clients you're more engaged with, you can be a really active partner in helping them build out those plans. And then if you want, you could even go further than that. You could be having a really close relationship with those clients, building out a lot of different scenarios, working with them very, very closely month to month rather than quarter to quarter. So
there's opportunities to have different product offerings that an advisor would provide for their clients and to, I guess, encourage the clients to get more and more interaction as they move up through those tiers, to have more and more support and services offered, and of course that's great for advisors. It's a business opportunity there for them as well as they help their clients. And
we believe that anyone who's using Fathom today should just be able to jump on in and create a forecast.
Included in your report. and not pay extra for it.
Yeah, I think that's a really great way of sort of also make it easier for advisors to sell Fathom to their clients, because sometimes that's, if they're passing on the cost of software, that's often included in the conversation, like, oh, do I really need this? But to be able to say it's the one fee, and you're going to get analysis tools, you're going to get reporting, and you're going to get forecasting, it really creates a much better value, I think, as well, for a phenomenal new product to just land in your inbox one day.
And encourages more and more interactivity with the numbers, which is where the insights and the future direction of the business comes from.